Well, we're on Skytook Lake fishing with Steve Carroll, fishing for hybrids, and having a good time doing it. Bill and I been out here for a couple hours. We've caught a lot of fish already, so hopefully we'll catch a few more.
Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. Hybrid striped bass, if you're not already aware of it, are all produced in our state hatcheries. And we provide hybrids for a lot of lakes around the state. One of the top ones has to be Skytook in northeast Oklahoma. Today, our own Bill Wintroth and Spencer Grace are going to have a fun-filled day catching hybrid striped bass up on Lake Skytook.
I'm Bill Wintroth. I'm a North Central Regional Fisheries Supervisor for the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife.
My name's Spencer Grace, game warden out of Kay County, Oklahoma.
Yeah, my name is Steve Carroll, full-time fishing guide.
And we're up here on Skytook Lake today, doing a little fishing trip looking for hybrids.
I specialize in live bait fishing for hybrid stripers, which is something a little over the top for the most casual anglers.
Skytook Lake is in Osage County. One of the better hybrid lakes that I know of in the state. A lot of numbers of fish in this lake.
But this is just about the most fun you can have in fresh water.
And Skytook is a beautiful reservoir. It's rocky, it's close to Tulsa, it gets visited a lot.
This is my first time fishing Skytook Lake.
We're catching 20 to 50 fish every day up here right now, so it's about as good as it can get.
I've checked a lot of fishermen catching hybrids here, and glad I got to do it myself.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You got that one.
That didn't take long.
And the fun begins. That trolling motor is holding it here. You have to assume it's running all the time.
Right on.
That's it. Kind of a little bit bigger than average Skytook size.
Hybrid
striped bass. Sand bass on steroids.
I like it.
So you
Bill did all that.
First one.
I mean, what have we been here? 2 minutes?
I could tell that something was going to happen pretty fast right there.
I missed one and I caught one in about 2 minutes. We can go home now.
All right, I hooked these guys to gristle right on the front of his head.
Yeah.
So that really doesn't hurt him at all. That'll let him swim.
Kidding me? I didn't think he was there for a second.
He came back. Pulled out and he came back.
Bill, you want to reel him in?
I'm all right, dude. Don't you worry about me. I'll get the thump here a little bit.
I love hybrids.
Fish on.
See that circle up gets
Right in the corner every time, isn't it?
The clone looks like twins to that circle.
Splitter mates.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Hey,
Uh-oh,
Bill's got the big fish.
Here, look here. Sweet.
We've been noticing, you know, the wildlife department has set this limit up here at 5 per person per day. Only 2 of those fish can be over 20 inches, and what that's done has really brought the numbers of big fish up. We're seeing this year is by far the best year we've had in the whole time I've been guiding up on Skytook. The fish are bigger, and we have days up here where we can't get a limit of fish for a guy because we can't catch enough fish under 20 inches. That's a problem, but it's a real positive problem. You know, overall, the population of fish in this lake just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
You see, I think we could do like a 5 count, about 1, 2, 3, 4. He's already hitting it. 5. Yeah. Oh, he's hitting it. There it goes.
Uh-huh.
And I lost him again. Oh, there he is.
That's the nice one right there.
That's right. That's right. There you go.
Now then, there's a littler guy.
Almost worked.
We'll probably let him go. He's still hooked, just right in the roof of the mouth. He's not.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got a hookup.
You gotta hook up. Fish on.
Now then, I'm gonna leave that dead in his mouth.
Give him, he spit it out.
Well, I've got a really sore thumb right now. I've fished, I think I had 2 days off in April. I'm going to end up with 3 days off in May. I'm up here practically every day. And my right thumb, where I use that thumb to hold the fish when I'm taking the hook out, it looks like a piece of hamburger right now. It's just cut, raw, sore, and I had to wear a glove for about 2 hours this morning. I just couldn't stand it any longer. So, but it is just another one of those real positive pointers that says the fishing up here is really good right now.
These fish have got a second pull when they come up to the boat, and they just rip line off your reel. They're fantastic fighters. Might be the hybrid vigor, in them or something.
You know, during the course of the day, I have people out here on the boat for 6 hours, and we talk about a lot of different stuff. But you know, people are up here to learn about this, and they want to know about, you know, how'd this come about? How'd these fish get put in here? They don't reproduce. So we spend a lot of time talking, and I call it the hybrid story. But you know, where it came from, how long they've been doing it. The fish are sterile hybrids, like a mule. The wildlife department gathers the female strappers up in the Arkansas River, takes them to the hatchery right before they're going to lay their eggs, and collects the eggs, mixes it with the milk from the native sand bass. And what hatches are these hybrids, and they grow them in the hatchery pond, and then, you know, all the science behind and the data gathering to determine how many fish each lake gets each year is just, you know, it's just fantastic to me that this has been created. You know, the wildlife department's done all of this for the anglers in Oklahoma. And it's strictly funded by money that is raised from people buying fishing and hunting licenses. It's just absolutely fantastic what the wildlife department's doing for anglers in Oklahoma. This is a tremendous success, where if we were on top of the hill over there behind me, you can see downtown Tulsa. You can see the buildings in downtown Tulsa from here. We're 20 miles from downtown Tulsa. But it wouldn't. I mean,
Yeah, this is a little bit bigger one here. Ugh. Part of our job responsibilities are to recommend what type of fish species we put in each one of these lakes, and so we do recommend hybrid stockings every year in Skytook. We manage the lakes, we evaluate our stockings, we sample the fish to try to see what kind of growth rates they have, how much survival they've got, and try to basically create the best fishing opportunity for the public we can.
All right, we're rigging these things, hooking them right through both nostrils. And doing that allows that bait to swim free and doesn't really restrict it at all. And they stay alive longer.
Yeah, the first stocking of hybrids in the state were in 1977, and they went into Sooner Lake. And they've just been a tremendous thing ever since. The history of the hybrid program began in the 60s when we first introduced striped bass into Oklahoma. It's a fish that is in the East Coast. We went to South Carolina. The way that fish normally works is it swims in the ocean, but when it spawns, it swims up freshwater rivers. And so the biologists back in the 60s thought, well, why don't we create an inland fishery with these and see what happens? So in South Carolina, they stocked quite a few of them in their freshwater lakes, and they survived. So Oklahoma is looking for a large predator that we don't really have, and a lot of our lakes needed something like that to control the gizzard shad populations that were getting too large. So we needed a large predator to try to chew on some of those fish. So we introduced striped bass to Lake Texoma and Keystone Lake, and they both survived. We have a breeding population of fish, and we thought, this is it. This is the way we're going to go. So we started stocking those across the state, and they didn't do as well because they needed really nice, clear water, really high water quality parameters, and a lot of our lakes in Oklahoma don't have that. So there was a new fish that was going around that they call the hybrid striped bass, which is a female striper bred with a male white bass, which is the same family, so it's nothing too Frankensteinish, but it works. Whenever that fish is stocked in these reservoirs, we monitor those, and we've had a lot higher success establishing those around the state.
That's my best one of the day right there. Oh yeah, yeah.
One of the really neat things about the hybrid fishery and all over the state is it's a put and take fishery. The wildlife department is going to replenish this supply of fish in here practically every year. So a lot of the other species of fish in the lake, people are just really stressing catch and release. You don't need to catch and release on these guys. They are excellent eating. You can cook them any way that you can dream of to cook a fish. You can bake them, you can broil them, you can blacken them, you can fry them, you can make fish salad out of them, you can do anything with them. They're excellent eating. They're a good sized piece of fish. It's very flaky, very white. And you don't have to worry about endangering the species by keeping a few of these fish.
Oh, he's just having fun.
He's a little bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice fish.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
That's what they grow up to be right there. You grow up to be a big boy.
Yeah. In the proper lip.
Skytook Lake's got an unusual set of hybrid regulations. It's 5 fish a day, and 2 of those will be over 20 inches long. No other fishery in the state has a regulation like that, but we're trying to really reduce the number of large fish that are taken out of here so that we might be able to create a trophy fishery and get a lot of bigger fish in here.
If you're an avid fisherman and like to catch limits of fish, it's real important to keep track of how many you do catch. The one thing you don't want to do is get caught with too many fish in your boat. And Steve used a clicker just like an umpire would use, you know, for strikes and balls. It's very similar. Just once one of his clients catches a fish, just clicks it over. And he even takes it a step further and counts the ones that are over 20 inches and the ones that are under 20 inches on separate clickers.
All right for me.
I don't want the boat.
Oh, shoot.
Stay away, stay away.
Look here.
Double whammy. Is that another Sandy?
Yes, it's a Sandy.
Hey, I'm eating dinner tonight, boy. Oh, white bass. Okay. If you've never caught a hybrid before, go. Hybrids are one of the hardest fighting freshwater fish that we have in Oklahoma. They're great tasting. I love to eat them. I'm gonna take some of these home tonight. I'm gonna bake them, serve them over rice and a little Cajun seasoning and some cream sauce on it. And my wife and I and little girl are gonna have a great dinner tonight.
If you haven't tried hybrid fishing, you really need to give it a shot. There's, I think, 16 or 17 lakes in the state right now that are stocked. If you don't have a boat, there's a fishing guide nearby where you live, but you don't need a fishing guide. You can come up here on your own. If you do hire a guide, you can ask him to show you, well, how do you catch these in the springtime? Where do you go catch them in the summer? Where do you go catch them in the fall? And talk about the techniques and the different lures and the, you know, you can fish with live baits, you can fish with artificials. They're very aggressive fish. They're a schooling fish. So when you catch one, you don't hardly ever just catch a hybrid. I mean, we were out here this morning several different times. Spencer and Bill were fishing. We had 2 fish on at the same time, numerous times this morning. It's just a lot of fun.
If you've never been hybrid fishing before, go. You'll never forget it. When you feel that fish hit and pulling it in, you will never forget it. It's a great thing to experience. You'll never forget it.
Guys, the technique here couldn't be easier. I'm using what's called the Carolina rig. We use a medium, light to medium. I'm using bait casters today. We're fishing right straight down under the boat. There's no casting involved. Very low impact. You can sit in this chair I'm sitting in. We're using what's called a Carolina rig, which is just a sinker, and I'll use a little bead there to protect the knot that I tie in the line to the swivel. The sinker would beat that knot up during the course of the day and cause me to break my line, so that bead protects my knot. And then a swivel, about a 3-foot leader, and today we're using 3/0 circle hooks. I find that the circle hooks allow me to catch a lot of fish that are just hooked in the lip. So during the course of the day, I'm going to release a lot of fish. You know, we have 10 fish back there in the box. Spencer and Bill were fishing today. We're going to clean 10 fish. We probably caught 25 or 30 fish, but we released the rest of those fish unharmed. But you just put the shad on the hook. I think we've got some video of that in the show. Drop that shad right straight down, put the rod in a rod holder, and you know, just drop that bait down to the bottom. I push the button, drop it down to the bottom, holding my finger on the spool. When it hits bottom, I close it, turn it up about 3 turns, and let the shad do all the work. That's what he came for. As I fillet these fish, I'm going to fillet them, skin them, cut the rib bones out, and I'm going to drop them in this ice water, chill them down even more, and we're going to bag them up, and then I'm going to put them in this big cooler on ice again. So when we get back to the ramp, they're going to be in excellent condition. I clean a lot of fish, and one thing I do is I don't cut through the rib bones. And you'll see as I get going here, I'm going to cut around the ribs, take the fillet off and skin it and drop it in the ice. But I cut him right here on a diagonal. I try not to cut into the guts any. And right down, I can feel that last rib and stab it through. And now I haven't worn my blade out cutting through any ribs. And I cut right around there like that. Flip him over. Same thing. Cutting right down close to his backbone. There's a little bone right there at the front of that fin. Cut it down to the top of those ribs. And I've got 2 nice fillets off of that fish. Nothing left but the carcass. This is all the rib bones and stuff that you'd throw away anyway.
Well, for more information about how to catch and clean hybrid striped bass, we'd encourage you to log on to our website, wildlifedepartment.com. You can also watch videos on our YouTube channel. Just search for Outdoor Oklahoma. Hey, for everyone at your wildlife department, I'm Todd Craighead. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you right here next time on Outdoor Oklahoma.